Our topic is communism, and I'll be covering the relationship to the 19th century and the founders of communism. The Industrial Revolution led to the exploitation of workers and a wide gap between the rich and the poor. The graphic to the left depicts two working-class children working in a factory with poor conditions. These issues led to Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels to write the Communist Manifesto. The founders of communism are Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, and together they wrote the Communist Manifesto. Even though Engels wrote most of the manifesto, people tend to give most of the credit to Marx because he predicted that the proletariat would violently overthrow the bourgeoisie just like in the French Revolution. It's important to note that Marx was in fact a socialist. He was outraged by the growing gap between the rich and the poor and thought capitalism exploited workers, so he based communism on principles that were meant to fix problems of capitalism. There are four main ideas outlined in the Communist Manifesto. There should be no private property in order to eliminate competition and greed. The government should control all factors of production, which would in turn lead to no social class distinction. Once economic equality is achieved, there would be no gap between the rich and poor. Some say that communism is an extreme version of socialism, but the main difference between the two is that socialists believe anyone can run the factors of production as long as it is profitable, whereas communists say the government must run production. This graphic shows two people fighting over money, which was a major problem in a capitalist society. Communism's goal was to get rid of competition and greed by abolishing the ownership of private property. This monopoly board graphic shows how everything is centered around the government. From each according to his ability to each according to his need. This quote, popularized by Karl Marx, means that everyone contributes what they can and will in turn receive what they need. Once the government controls all factors of production, everyone will work, and therefore everyone will receive equal compensation from their labor and will have their needs met. To fill out your matrix, the basic principles are that there's no private property, the government controls all factors of production, there's no social classes, meaning there's no gap between the rich and poor, and there's a symbol for communism. Relationship to 19th century Europe, the proletariat will violently overthrow the bourgeoisie continually exploited during the Industrial Revolution, and communism is a form of socialism. And the people and founders are Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, the authors of the Communist Manifesto.